Hello everybody, my name is debeaunairVT, but you can call me Bo, and today we're going to be playing Kitsune Tales, specifically Kiri % New Game. I am super duper excited to get this run going for y'all. This is easily one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm super stoked to be sharing it with you today. With me, I have the inimitable Rally. Rally, how you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Happy to be here. Happy to help join you on this journey, and happy to help raise some money for Lambda Legal and support the trans community.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, there's a couple of things to get out of the way right away, chat. Later on in the run, we are going to be asking you for 2 places of audience participation. All right. We will give you some more info when we get there. They're both towards the end of the run, but we need you to be prepared to receive instructions. The second thing is that we are going to actually start playing the game before we start playing the game. This here is our files select. It's our magic postcard. And you'll notice there's a bunch of lovely designs and colors and things that you can set here to kind of customize it however you'd like. However, what we are going to do is we're going to set everything to 1. The reason for this is that it kind of builds a seed for us for the mini games in the run, and we are going to be chatting with a friendly mini game salesman fella twice over the course of this run. And as a result, we need very specific items from him, so this is going to help us get there. But we can explain more about that when we get there. So I think that's everything we had to get out of the way in the beginning. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so you'll see that there is an Act 1 Yuzu's Great Adventure. Everybody say hello to Yuzu and then say goodbye.
Hi,
goodbye to Yuzu, because we're not going to be playing that character until the very end of the game.
Goodbye, Yuzu.
We are going to be getting started with Kiri here. There are a couple of notable differences that you may notice between Kiri and a more standard Super Mario style character. And notably, that is that she has a sword. She has a couple of other abilities, which, Rally, if you wouldn't mind explaining while I skip the tutorial area here, that would be great.
I would love to. So the way Kiri works is she's kind of based, the whole game is based on kind of a Super Mario 3 kind of physics. So if you're familiar with that kind of gameplay feel, you'll kind of get a sense of where we're going here. Kiri kind of adds to that formula in that she has a sword. And the way Kiri works is as you play the game, we're going to be unlocking more sword moves that enhance her mobility. And her mobility, to start with, is very agile. She has access to a slide. She has a wall jump. She can break blocks beneath her. The center of her moveset is she has an ability called Refresh. And what Refresh is if Kiri hits an enemy in the air with her sword, she refreshes all of her air movement. So she has... We'll be seeing them as we go. We'll unlock them one by one, but she'll be able to have access to a double jump. And, she spends the double jump. And as long as you hit an enemy with Refresh, she'll be able to get all of her movement abilities back. So her gameplay kind of ends up turning enemies as obstacles into kind of enemies as points to route through. So you can kind of really freestyle your movement with her and just approach a level in different ways. As long as you can kind of route to an enemy and hit them with Kiri's sword, you can maintain your movement abilities and really kind of zip along very quickly. And we'll be seeing Bo do a lot of that over the course of the next hour or so.
Yeah, thank you. So the other big thing that we're going to be doing in the early game is something that y'all have seen a couple of times already. We're going to be doing something called slope jumping. Slope jumping is basically whenever you're headed down a slope, if you hold only down and don't press any other directions, you can jump at the end of that slide and basically maintain that momentum all the way through into the next area. So prior to us getting some more interesting sword movement abilities, that is going to be our bread and butter. And that is pretty much the bread and butter for a Yuzu if we would be playing her category at any point. Lots and lots of slope jumping.
Bo, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Can I give a quick update?
Absolutely.
Oh, certainly.
30K, I'm gay.
30K,
We just hit
I'm gay. Let's go.
30,000
Let's
raised.
go.
Thank you so much for all of your donations, chat. That is $30,000 raised for Lambda Legal. And that comes thanks in part to a $50 donation from Ellie, who says, Bo, on behalf of all the local Coven members, we are so hyped to watch you this afternoon, even if you did beat me to Mechanic Constructs this week.
Oh, thanks, Ellie. Love you. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, so we're now going into 1-4. 1-4 is this is the level that has quite a lot of slope jumping, a lot and big slope jumps. So we're going to be aiming to try and get those a lot. But coming up, there is actually another piece of tech we've been using a little bit, but haven't really talked about. Rally, do you want to explain good clouds and bad clouds?
I would love to. So the way Kitsune Tales works is it has 3 difficulty settings, or 3 gameplay styles, where you have the traditional Mario 3 style, where if you die, you go back to a checkpoint and you can only use your items on the overworld. It's got a middle difficulty where you die and go to a checkpoint, and you have access to your items while you're playing. But we're playing on the leisurely stroll difficulty, where, as you can see, if you die, rather than having to start over, you respawn on a cloud and you could reposition a little bit to kind of get your footing. And it's, you can change the difficulty, at any point during a game. And we like to take advantage of that tool to spawn a cloud and navigate some of the game's vertical sections a bit more quickly. We do that on purpose at some point, so we call those the good clouds. Good clouds lets us navigate vertical space, and sometimes we get what's called bad clouds, which hopefully we won't see here. Bad clouds happen when you attempt a speedrun trick and you don't quite make it. You attempt it, you kind of maybe blundered at the end and you fail, but you come back on a cloud so you can keep going. And what that enables us to do is when we play the run, or when Bo plays the run, they can attempt all of the cool tricks every single time. So there's no this trick might be too difficult. It might not be worth the risking the time, because you can get 80% of the trick done and kind of die at the end, and then you get the bad cloud and you still get like the 80% time savings. So you say, okay, I go for it every time, and you get better and better as you go, and you get fewer and fewer bad clouds, and you take more advantage of the good clouds. So we are using these clouds in 2 different ways to try to help us get through as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm. When we get into the Ghost House in World 2, we will be showing off one of the neater implementations of that tech. Which we'll talk about when we get there, but very, very neat.
Very good cloud.
Yeah, it's an extremely good cloud. The rest of 1-5 is going to be me sliding on the bottom of the water here because it's faster than swimming. So now would be a great time for any messages, Babs, if you have them.
Excellent. You have a lot of love coming in, like this $5 donation from Nico, who says, "Let's go bow time." I am so proud of you for championing this special game. May the foxes go fast and the dogs be kind. Love y'all. Less than 3.
I love you, Nico.
Thanks, Nico. Love you.
And we also got a $10 donation in from Pago Drink, who says, "Everybody here is making this possible. You're all wonderful." And that is so true, because it's not just the runners. It's not me. It's not the producers. It's not the volunteers. It's all of you in chat together with us making this possible. So put in your donations to Lambda Legal. We've got $60 raised out of the $4,250 we're hoping to raise for that glitch exhibition. I've heard some really cool things about the glitch exhibition for Skyward Sword that is coming up a little bit later today. In fact, there's some new glitches that have just been pioneered by the community that have not been shown off anywhere yet. So if you want to see some cool new glitches, make sure to put in your donations towards that incentive. !donate in the chat right now to learn more about how to do that.
Heck yeah. Definitely try to get as high on that incentive as we can during this run, chat. That is going to be very, very cool. So here in 2-2, we are doing something a little bit different. During this portion of the stage, there's a lot of time that we could get through by using refresh and by timing jumps and things. But the Power Fox in this game, or the Power Star, if you will, which it happens to be a fox, gives you a really, really strong and invincible and everything horizontal dash. So we're going to be using those in a couple of key points. This being the first one, and there's going to be another one. Unfortunately, 4-7, we're not going to be doing the fun Kiri way today because the other way is faster. But yeah, it's a really cool power up. Yuzu uses it quite a lot in her route, but for the Kiri route, we only use it a couple of times. Oh, this looks really good.
Ooh, that's a good line.
Oh, right at the end. But yes, this is that is a perfect example of why not go for it, right? We didn't technically get all the way through to the door, but we were able to cover far, far, far more horizontal space than we could have hoped for otherwise. So this category for this game specifically is like such a great starting point for anyone who's looking for some kind of platformer to speedrun. Because as Raleigh said, we missed the cycle there. The really only thing stopping you from going super duper fast is you take a very slight death, a couple seconds of respawning, but then you just get to keep going. So you can always learn from it and get going next. So going into this room, if you want to explain the cool thing that's going to happen, that would be great.
All right, so what we're going to do is our very good cloud involves Bo is going to squish Kiri into the wall. We get the good cloud, and since we're kind of half in the wall, the game lets us clip through the outside geometry. So you have a tight timer on good cloud. So Bo has this route like very precise, coming up through here, get this skeleton, hit this cycle up here. We're going to ride our good cloud into the corner, squish into the wall, and we're going to avoid a lot of the vertical platforming and by sneaking through the wall. And at the very last second, we pop up through the floor at the very top. So it's a lot of hitting these moving block cycles, squishing into the wall, and taking advantage of not having any collision in the wall to ride the good cloud up as high as possible.
Yeah, it's a really cool trick. It gets used a couple of times in the Kiri route. It gets used a little bit more in the Yuzu route, but in general, having no clip kind of on demand is a pretty strong thing to be able to pull off in a game. We're going to be doing our first Aaron fight now, if you want to go over that real quick.
All right, so as the story goes, we're in like the second half of a bigger story. Something happened with Kiri, and her sword instructor, Aaron, has been tasked with hunting her down. And Aaron has a little bit of a thing for Kiri, and Kiri doesn't seem to notice. So she's hunting her down. She's saying, look, I have to come get you. I have to come, bring you in. I'm going to be using a new sword technique when I do so, so watch very carefully. You're not going to want to miss it. So when you fight Erin, she's using new sword techniques as she fights you, and when you fight her, you defeat her and you learn a new ability, and that kind of increases Kiri's arsenal of movement tools. And here we've unlocked it's called Blade Dash. And what Blade Dash is it's an advancing sword move that you could use on the ground, in the water, and in the air. So this is one of two parts of our core bread and butter for a lot of the run. And you'll get to see Kiri's movement expands with the inclusion of this move. And you'll also see a lot more of refresh. Now that we have another move we can use for air movement, using it to hit an enemy rather than to just maneuver in the air means that we get to refresh it, get our air jump back, and use the air dash again. And that begins to open up a lot of the freeform movement that Bo will show us throughout the run.
Thank you. Yeah, and we just tried to do a really tight slope jump at the beginning or on the first screen of this. We didn't quite get it, but because we have Blade Dash now, those enemies aren't a problem anyway. We did end up having a pretty clean descent, which is very nice.
I do want to say real quick, very good dogs to cycle.
Yes. So the dogs are your classic Hammer Bros. They're mini bosses that run around on the map. And so there are minor time variations depending on when they choose to come fight us. Obviously, we would want to fight them sooner rather than later. So anytime they're getting to us early, we're very, very happy with the dogs. 2-6 here is a pretty straightforward level. We are climbing this hill. How we decide to go up it is kind of up to us. It takes about the same amount of time to do a lot of wall jumps and extras versus dying. And we don't have our vertical slash yet. So it's a little bit more difficult to go vertically with just the sword. So we use a combination of good clouds and decent wall jump platforming to get on through there. We're going into 2-7 now, which is the first of two kind of choreographed stages. And the way that these work is these cycles line up in a very specific way that lets us kind of execute the same plan every time, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, it definitely. This is one of the. There's a couple stages that really show off like the freeform movement that. Oh no.
Yeah.
That refresh can get you.
I didn't want to land on that fella. Well, yeah, we're going to go into the first boss. There's going to be a boss in every world. They all have a varying number of hits to defeat them. This is the most pleasant one, but we are going to choose to fight them instead for story reasons.
Yeah, the bosses all have something that Kiri needs, and they're big on ceremony, and they're big on, doing things the right way, and Kiri is adjacent to good manners, so she sort of pushes the issue and wants to hurry things along. We love her.
Yeah, she's fabulous. All right, so we're getting into World 3 now, and this is going to be the first of two places where we are going to play a mini game. It's not going to be in this stage, it's going to be right after this, but we're going to be going and we're going to be picking an item from behind a door. Now, those of you who have played or watched any kind of game show television before may be saying, doors, you mean like the Monty Hall problem? And you'd be correct. I will caution you, though, do not take what we're about to do with the Monty Hall problem and apply it as fact. We'll explain why in a moment.
This is Montgomery.
We like Monty. He's a cool guy. So as you can see, we got a cloud from that door. Now, you may be saying, Bo, didn't you say this was the Monty Hall problem? Aren't you supposed to switch because Monty knows which door the cloud is behind and which door it isn't behind? And you'd be correct, except there's one piece of information that you are missing, and it is that we also know what door the cloud is behind. That's part of why we set up our magic postcard the way that we did. The way that ends up working out is we kind of set like a seed for the minigame item placement. So as long as everything is ones, it will always be in the left and then in the left again for the first one. And the second one, we will actually be doing the way that you are supposed to do it. Really good dogs. Thank you, dogs.
Good dogs.
They're never this early. I love that. But yes, we're gonna be doing that one more time. We need two of these. These are item clouds, which are a far more powerful version of the good and bad death clouds that we've been getting so far. They last for the entire stage, and we're gonna be using them in two levels in particular in World 5 that are otherwise a little bit slow. Something interesting about refresh, which Raleigh has been talking about for the run, pretty much the whole run so far, is that underwater you count as being in the air. So your abilities will not refresh unless you touch the ground or you kill an enemy. But also, it means that we can kind of chain a bunch of abilities back and forth by hitting enemies on the way. So you're going to be seeing quite a lot of refresh and things going that way while we're in the water stages in World 3, and then there's a couple of other ones smattered here and there. I am going to let you explain this one so that I can focus.
All right, so here we are in the World 3 Ghost House, and this one is, World 3 is a water theme level, so the Ghost House it's water themed itself, and You can notice that Kitsune Tales has ghosts in it, but they're not like Mario ghosts. They're not like Boo's, where if you look at them, they're shy and they're going to come get you. Kitsune Tales has this light mechanic where you can see lanterns have this orange glow around them. The way ghosts work here is as long as you are inside the light, ghosts will not aggro and they can't hurt you. They turn transparent. And also, the lanterns, you can pick them up and carry them around and they reveal secret doors, which is where we have the puzzles of the room. Designed by Liz Star, Shadows to Liz Star. She's designed some rooms where you have to traverse the water to pick up the lantern, and then you have to carry the lantern through all the fish and the spikes and find the hidden door to get out. So it's a very cool little mechanic, and this is a neat little ghost house.
This is also the first time that the mini boss is going to be using its new attack, which is that jump. And we're doing a couple of small optimizations while fighting the mini bosses. Basically, it will always try to jump towards the corner that you are not in, the half of the room that you're not in. So we kind of always want to try to make sure that it's taking the shortest jump possible and then try to get back over there. This is the first Aaron fight that we're going to do after we have Blade Dash, and this is going to be basically what all of the Aaron fights look like from here on out. Because she taught us how to do Blade Dash. And if you run at her on the ground, the only thing that she is programmed to do is Blade Dash at you. But we're literally doing the exact same move with the exact same frame data and animations and everything like that. So we can kind of just Blade Dash in the other direction. And there's nothing she can do to stop us. So it kind of makes a lot of these fights far, far easier. And later on, we're going to be trying to break her AI with another cool little trick that we'll talk about when we get there in World 5 and World 6. For this stage, our goal here is to try to maintain the flippers for as long as possible.
Those are tight.
Yeah, that was. I'm really happy with how that worked out. I take those corners very, very aggressively. Not everybody needs to do that. Obviously, you can take it at your leisure, but it burns me more often than not. So I'm really happy it didn't there. But yeah, we're going to be hopefully not losing it soon. But that's going to depend on how the ascent on the second screen of 3.6 goes. So we will see. While we're getting there, though, this would be a great time for another small little message or two, Babs.
Perfect. You have so much love coming in, and I really have been itching to share it with you. This $50 donation from Vince, who says, very heckin' proud of our bow.
Thanks, Vince.
I figure that's... yeah, we also have a $10 donation from Saren, who says, GD Queer hype, Gay Fox hype, Bo hype. Always lovely to watch you run this game. You're gonna crush it. Thank you so much for that, Saren. And keep in mind, we are working towards that glitch exhibition for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. We are making progress on that, chat, but don't sleep on it. We definitely want you to be putting in your donations towards that incentive. Just like this $30 donation from Adrian, who says, seeing so many wonderful members of my community gives me hope for the future. Donating to support all my trans siblings and my wonderful friends running Kitsune Tales.
Thank you both. You're lovely. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Chat, go ahead and hydrate. Make sure that you've got your water and stuff.
Yeah, this is the water world, so we got to make sure we have our water break.
Yeah, and as you can see, this is a very difficult screen. We made it.
That was tight. That was tight.
That one always scares me, but we pulled through this time. Okay, and now we're going to be going on to the World 3 boss. This is going to look pretty similar to the one you just saw, but there is one less hit needed to end it. Good fight, GG's. One of the cool things about this category is that there are no boss spoilers aside from what they look like. You will basically never see what the entire fight looks like. So you got to play it for yourself to figure out what those are supposed to look like.
Carrie has her own ideas about how to navigate a boss fight, and they're a lot quicker than intended.
Yep. So we're now in World 4. World 4 is the ice world. There are ice physics associated with this. We're going to be trying to avoid them as much as possible, which is made very, very easy by the fact that I was sliding. Oh. How dare. It's made very, very easy by the fact that we can fly, kind of. So we're gonna be trying to avoid as much ice as possible. And I'm going to shut up and climb.
Yeah, this is in the end of World 3, we had a similar vertical waterfall section. This one is also really cool to just watch the flow of the wall jump and the refreshes, and just when you cut a line on this level and it just goes all the way up, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
It really showcases just how cool Kiri is when she gets going, and also showcases her new move, the vertical ascent that we got in World 3. Mm-hmm. So that was really well done.
And now we're doing my favorite stage in the game, cough, cough. It's an auto-scroller that I can't do anything about. So this is a fabulous time for any more messages or donations or anything if you've got them, Babs.
There are so many more. BZ Archer donates $10 to Lambda Legal and says donating for the best file name. And BZ Archer donated to make the file name for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Twunk, which is a pretty accurate description of Link. So if you like Twunk, or if you have other opinions about what the file name for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword should be, go ahead and put in your donations, !donate in the chat to learn how to do that, and get those donations in. But don't sleep on that glitch exhibition incentive either. So you've got some options on where to put your money towards. Just like this $25 donation from Nilacelium, who says, donating for the Lambda, donating for the speedruns, donating because foxes. For those watching the stream, enjoy the speedruns.
Thanks, Nilla. I didn't expect to see you today. It means a lot for you to come through. Okay, so this is another cool little... Goodness, it would be a lot cooler if I was getting up there. This is a cool implementation of the lanterns, being able to hide things on both sides of the screen. So I am currently not looking at all at where Kiri is. I am just trusting muscle memory and staring at the right-hand side of this screen because, as you can see, I can't. And our goal is just to get up here as quickly as possible. So that could have been a little bit better, but not bad, all things considered.
Yep, that was a clever use of the light mechanic to kind of have to look on one side of the screen and navigate the other in the dark. It can be really tricky until you kind of get the hang of it, and then even when you get the hang of it, you can see it's still pretty tricky.
Yeah, definitely one of the cooler implementations of how that works in the game, though. We're going to be getting our third move here from Aaron. This one sees a little bit of use, but it's not as important to the general movement tech as Blade Dash or the Shoryuken are. But we'll see it every once in a while. We get a dive kick here, which lets us just kind of descend extremely quickly, which of course means that we get to reach the ground faster after jumps. So it kind of, and it's got a hitbox on it, so we can kind of use it to run into enemies if we need to, which is pretty helpful.
Yeah, we got the forward and the up move are sort of the backbone of Kiri's movement, and then we have a down move where normally we want to be up and forward, but sometimes we do like to go down very quickly, and fortunately, Aaron's cooked up a move for us to let us get down that quick.
Yeah, it's usually in water like this that we want to go down, because the dive kick doesn't care about it doesn't get slowed down similarly to how other abilities do in the water, which is pretty helpful for us. Obviously, we can use it to enter water zones or pipes full of water or whatever, and it kind of just gives us a little bit of a head start, which is very, very nice to have. And it also kind of lets us, as you saw there, we can kind of be safer as we dive kick, because we're not gonna, we can't land on spinies unless you hit them in a very specific direction, and those crabs can be kind of rude every once in a while, but more often than not, it ends up being a pretty safe way to descend, which is very nice. Okay.
I hear we got challenged to a race, huh?
We did, yeah. So this level is an auto-scroller where we are racing this ghost, but it's kind of unfair, I think, because like the ghost, it's a ghost. It can be intangible. It can go through walls and stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to even the odds here and sort of make this into a fair race. And using Good Cloud, we're going to become intangible ourselves. So by getting ourselves squished into the wall and using Good Cloud, we move forward past the ice wall and we can skip the auto scroller and sort of just run ahead of it using, our intangibility. GG's.
GG's in chat. GG's was a good race.
Yeah. So it was a nice fair race where everyone had equal abilities.
Yeah. And that strat saves 20 seconds, so we will always try to go for it. This is your standard Power Fox level. For a while, we were doing okay. For a while, we were doing a Curie-specific route in here that kind of showcased her refresh abilities and things like that. But this is way faster by quite a lot of time. So we're going to be just doing this the intended way for now. I think, if we can figure out a couple of cleaner lines using refresh, we can probably go the other direction.
We get the yawn. You got the yawn animation.
The yawn is rare. Yeah, we don't really get that here. And now we're going to go on to the World 4 boss. Our job here is to just dodge the very gay bacon. And hit the boss 3 times. So now would also be a fabulous time for messages if you have them.
Absolutely. Just like you're schmooving through this game, chat is schmooving with the donations. We got a $25 donation in from Starwind X9 who says, "Let's go, Bo." Binary Breakers mentioned. And absolutely Binary Breakers.
Breakers mentioned. Thank you, Star.
Breakers mentioned. That's beans. We appreciate that.
Yes,
thank you so much for the donation. I also want to shout out this incredible $200 donation from a mysterious Foxy fan who loves the Fox game and does not leave a message. Thank you so much for that donation, Anonymous. But remember, to everyone out there in chat, your donation, no matter how big or small, is making a huge difference to Lambda Legal. We are now 10% of the way to that glitch exhibition for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And your donations as small as $1 through the Twitch charity extension or as small as $5 through gdq.gg/donate. All of that makes a huge difference. If you're not able to donate right now, just telling your friends, just being here in chat, sharing the stream with other people is making a huge difference. So we appreciate you being here and doing what you are able to for Lambda Legal and their critical work.
Heck yeah.
Thank you so much. It's such a good cause too. Trans rights are human rights, and they're worth fighting for. So
100% agree. So we have made our way into the sky world now, and you'll notice that there is not a lot of floor here, and that is by design. So we are going to be using quite a lot of refresh tech and just general movement to get through a lot of these stages. We have our second visit with our boy Monty for the next cloud item that we need. This one, though, we are actually going to play the game correctly, and we are going to swap. But again, we knew that already. So thank you, Monty. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Monty.
Oh my, the dogs.
Good dogs.
These dogs have
good
been
dogs in chat.
So good. Yeah. Can we get good dogs in chat? Donate and tell us how good the dogs are. That would be fabulous. Okay. So the first screen of 5.3 is this for another 30 seconds or so. So now would be a great time for anything else if you've got it.
Absolutely. Chat, while you have been schmooving on those donations, I do want to remind y'all that the Yeti, !Yeti in chat right now, has some amazing GD Queer merchandise that's only available through the end of the event. So if you've been seeing that super cute rainbow tie-dye mascot t-shirt or the incredible rainbow bite pin, you're going to want to pick those up before the end of the event. So !Yeti in chat, that'll get you the link and all the information that you need on how to pick up that awesome merch that the Yeti's made available for us. And remember that a portion of the proceeds do go to Lambda Legal.
Yeah, I already got both my shirts and a pin, chat. I would strongly suggest you get them. Especially the bite pin. Bite is so precious.
That pin is so cute.
It's
like
so good.
I love it.
So yeah, we did the first screen the way that Yuzu would end up doing both of those screens, But the second screen, we get to kind of do it in a very unique to Kiri way, which is a very, very fun little route to execute on. We're now into the ghost house for 5-4. This one is just very cycle based. There's not a super ton to say here, I don't think.
Yeah, then when this game came out, this used to be one of the infamous levels for a little bit of a difficulty spike, but it did get a patch to be a little bit more forgiving. But
yeah, it got toned down a little.
Yeah, but with good clouds carry us through, even through bad times.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this that's this mission. We're gonna just use some ghost hugs to get ourselves up to the door, which is up here for totally feasible reasons. And we're gonna do almost the last ghost house fight of the game, huh? The penultimate ghost house. So this one is going to mix up the moves that we already know. There's going to still be the jumps and still have the stabs, but then it will kind of like wait a while to jump to try to fake you out a little bit. But we know better. I may have played this game before.
They do like to jump on the disappearing floors a lot.
It's true. Okay, so this is the penultimate Erin fight. This is the fight where we're going to be trying to break her AI, and it looks like it worked. So basically, Erin is trying to show off the new ability that she wants to teach us, which is Spirit Rush. But if you are able to hit her in the air when she tries to use it, and then hit her before she fires her bow a second time, she'll just never shoot her bow again. And she will always just run at you, and yeah, it makes the fight way faster. So we can do that only on this fight and the next fight, so we're going to be going for it both times. And this is what Spirit Rush is. It is a huge horizontal movement tech tool. We have to be at maximum speed to use it, and then we can aim in all 8 directions. Normally, the way that this is supposed to work is we are supposed to have to sit through an animation where Kiri is very, very cool and stuff and sheathes her sword. But what we learned is that's not required, actually. If you press a button after you have started the movement, she will cancel the animation to do whatever button you just pressed. So I usually just do a slash. It's pretty consistent that way. But that basically means that we can use that kind of the same way that we could use... I didn't mean to grab the
slope.
Unfortunately.
The slope jumps.
Yes, we want to use it basically the same way that we use the slope jumps to kind of give ourselves a lot of horizontal momentum and then also keep ourselves moving basically as far as we can. And as long as we jump, it works the same way that slope jumping does. We just can't press left or right. So yeah, this is going to be our big tool that we're going to use through the rest of World 5 here and pretty much on every stage in World 6. This tower is really neat, but it's also kind of long. So instead of trying to platform through all of it, we're going to just ride a cloud all the way to the top. And when we get to the top, we're going to be having our boss fight for the air stage, which is, I think, probably my favorite boss in the game. There's a really, really cool quick kill that I found that just kind of plays out in a really neat way. And we'll just let you see what it looks like. It's very, very neat.
Yeah, here we have a duel with another swordsman.
GG.
GG's. Just one stroke.
Can't make it any better than that. Yeah, so what we think happens there is because we're able to hit the boss before he's able to get over the stage, he never hits anything to reset his stun animation, and he just kind of falls into the death plane.
Yeah, he gets stun locked as he's descending and he touches the death plane, and that's GG's.
Yes. So now we're on to World 6. All of the lava here is very scary, and we are going to be trying to get ourselves moving with an SRC jump here. That ended up being pretty good. A lot of these stages are going to look like this. We're going to just try to go very high in the air and very quickly. We were not exaggerating when we said that eventually Kiri can fly.
While you're avoiding the lava, can I share some lava that's coming in for you?
Absolutely.
We'd love to
bonus
hear it.
points for the pun, too.
Thank you. A $250 donation to Lambda Legal comes in from Juno, who says, pretty smooth flying, Fox.
Hey, Juno.
Thank you, Juno. We love you. Appreciate you.
We love you.
And Cyamphibian donates $59 and says, Breakers mentioned!
Breakers mentioned.
Donating for my favorite non-binary streamer, showcasing this glorious gay Fox game for good dogs. Number 59 is Best Dog Arcanine's Pokédex number. And of course, for Lambda Legal, stay queer, y'all. Less than 3.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Cy.
Oh, thank you.
There's not a whole lot going on for the rest of this if you have a couple more.
Oh my gosh, I have so much more to share with everyone. We are 17% of the way towards that glitch exhibition for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and that's thanks in part to this amazing $100 donation from Marker with no additional comment on there, but Marker, I really wanted to shout out that amazing donation. Thank you so much for that. And a $50 donation from Laszlo Jot, who says, thanks for all your amazing work. Thank you, Laszlo. And remember, it's not just these big donations coming in that make a huge difference. A $5 donation came in through the Twitch charity tool from Andromeda, and thank you so much for that. Remember, your donations, no matter how big or small, are making a huge difference. So get those donations in, whether that's through the Twitch charity tool, using the button just underneath your stream there, and then the GDQ extension to assign your donation to one of our open incentives. Or if you're going to gdq.gg/donate. Either way, you are making a huge difference, and we appreciate all of your generosity.
Yeah, y'all have been fabulous. Thank you so much for all of the kind words, all of the donations. It's all going to an extremely important place right now. So it means the world that you've all come out to get together with us and help us make something great happen. Okay, so this is the last Erin fight of the game. As we did in the last fight, our goal here is to just try to mess up her AI, which we did. So this is going to look very familiar to you. And it's going to be a little bit faster, which is very nice. We are coming up on the last couple of stages of the game, chat room. So Rally, do you maybe want to give them their instructions for what we need to do?
There's 2 chat participation events that we're going to have coming up, and we need your help. We think it's, it might actually be just in the code of the game, but we're going to get to the end, and when we're at the end, the gay foxes are going to start talking, but they take a little bit of time to talk, so we're going to need you to type in chat, talk fast, because the gay foxes can hear you, and they might talk faster if we all type it and say it together. So that will be the first prompt. So you gotta be ready. We'll let you know when it happens, but we're gonna need your help with this one.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need you all, chat. It's very important. We're on extremely good pace right now. So all frames that we can save by typing talk faster is gonna be a big deal.
Speaking of making extremely quick progress, 31K, I'm gay?
31K, I'm gay.
Hey, I'm
Let's
gay.
go.
Let's go.
Great job, chat. You guys are killing it today. Okay, so we're going into the last level of the game. Since you've all been so good during this run, chat room, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's a special exit in this stage, but you gotta promise, don't tell anybody else. Okay, it's got to stay between us.
It's a small stream, so we can kind of just keep it between us. You know?
Yeah. We just need you guys to be cool about this. Ooh, I didn't get it.
Ooh.
I was slightly too far to the left.
The 1 pixel landing trick.
Oh, that's all right though. That is unfortunately a bad cloud, but
Yeah, this is the final level of the game where you have to traverse this deep underground lava level. Normally you have to go through the whole thing on this little block here, but we got a little something up our sleeve here. Just keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. Okay. Pay attention, chat.
Yep.
Wow. Whew.
Yeah.
What a level.
What a level. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, GG, just keep that between us.
Thanks, chat. We appreciate you. Okay, we are now going into the penultimate boss of the game. We're going to fight this cat, but we're not going to fight this cat, actually, because this is a funny trick that happens. This fight is one of the more unique fights in the game. We are just going to be fighting an army and dealing with the cat at the end. So we are now going into the final boss of the game chat room. Everybody say hello to Yuzu. She's back. We're going to play with her for a little bit.
Hi, Yuzu.
Hi, Yuzu. Welcome back. So the way that this is going to go, chat, is we're going to hit the orb above the mushroom's head here 3 times. Then we're going to stand next to it to trigger a skippable cutscene, and then we're going to be given control of Kiri, at which point we are going to cheat and win the game. And then at that point is when we will need your energy. We will need your spirit bomb powers to make the foxes talk faster, because we cannot mash, or we cannot skip the upcoming cutscene. So I hope you are all prepared.
Yeah, it's very important. We do need you, and the gay foxes can hear you. So please get those chats ready and type talk fast when the time comes. But speaking of fast, we're going to be seeing a little bit of Kiri again, and her adjacency to manners is going to cut through the entire boss fight and just boop it up it up. She has her own ideas. She's got places to be.
Okay. Talk faster.
Fast.
This is chat. This is going to be a world record. I'm really excited about this. But everybody, mash your enter button. Talk faster, foxes. We need y'all to hurry up.
Talk fast. Talk fast. This is the moment. This is the moment. Come on, little foxes. Talk fast.
And time. 44:23. It looked like that's a 20-second improvement over the record I set on Monday this week. GG's, gamers. How cool. Oh my goodness. Wow. Awesome. Well, that was Kiri% new game. There is one additional thing we have to do, and before I advance this cutscene, we're going to give you your second audience participation goal. Okay, chat room. What we are going to need you to do here is get your messages ready, get your donations ready. Actually, starting a train on this would be a great idea. The text that you need to prepare is, "Let's go lesbians." When I advance this cutscene, you all will be hiding in the upper left of the screen. See if you can spot yourselves before it happens, and you will know exactly when you need to press enter. Okay, everybody got that? Everybody good? Great. Here we go. We're going to validate the run.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was Kitsune Tales. That was Kiri% new game.
Yep.
It is, this is easily my favorite game that's come out in the last couple of years, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I do. Can they do that? Are they allowed to do that?
They certainly are.
Hell yeah.
Ready, chat?
Let's go, lesbians.
Let's go, lesbians.
Thank you all so much. I have been debeaunairVT. This has been Kiri% new game. Gosh, I'm over the moon with how that turned out. That was, what a great run.
That was so clean, clean.
Wow. Awesome stuff. So I guess Rally, do you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to toss out there while we're wrapping up here?
Just give a shout out to all our friends at the Rowdy Boys. Give a shout out to all our friends at a Lucky Raven. Give all shout outs to my friends at the Fighting Game Garden. All the homies out there, everyone who's kind of, put wind in our sails as we've been on this journey. And I'd like to give a shout out to you. I'd like to thank you for letting me join you on this journey and to see how far this run has come together with you. I'm very proud of all the work you put together, and wow, what a run today. Just shout outs to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. But none of us would be here if it were not for GD Queer having us, for Games Committee accepting this game, and for all of the behind the scenes folks that we don't see who are putting in the overtime and putting in 120% to make sure that the event runs smoothly. So huge shout outs to tech. You guys have been killing it all weekend. You're doing a fabulous job. We love and appreciate you. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. And then obviously, shout outs to the Binary Breakers mentioned.
Breakers mentioned.
And shout outs to the Board Game Coven. I know y'all are hanging out in here and I appreciate you so much. So I have just one more thing to say as a closing thought. It's something that I don't think gets mentioned, but not as much as it should. And that is that there are no appearance or presentation requirements to be queer. There's no such thing as femme enough or mask enough or 6 question marks and a preferred dead unspoken language enough to be queer. None of you owe anyone a particular presentation. Your journey of self-discovery belongs wholly and entirely to you. I encourage you all to listen to your hearts at your own pace and in your own time. Be there for the people in your lives that you care about, especially right now. You are enough, you're seen, you're valid, and you're loved. I have been debeaunairVT. You can call me Bo. I don't know when I'll see you all again, but I know that I will. And until then, be kind to yourselves and love one another.